kind of coming into this one, we knew they were going to be strong and tall. Something that, every single time we play them, so I guess Kyle, we'll start with you. Having played them, last year in the past, knowing the size that they bring into this one, preparing yourself, being down on the block and the other forwards, what was kind of the mentality coming into this one as keys to the game plan?
It wasn't anything like crazy different or anything. We just know that we have to go up there and body up. A size disadvantage isn't a huge deal. Like, as long as you give effort, it's there. And at times I was there, and at times it wasn't. I know I only got one defensive rebound, and it's just got to be a little more consistent with that, because at times we outworked them. But when you got a bigger guy, the main thing is you just have to keep going at them and get them on their toes.
What do you think was, from the offensive perspective, what do you think was the difference for us tonight?
In not scoring or
Well,
scoring?
just overall. Like you said, at times we had stretches where we looked like
Right.
Everything was clicking, and other times where we just looked
I
lost.
think it was their little press. It kind of it took a decent chunk of time off the clock every time. And I think that's probably what their goal was. And I think that kind of threw us off, and we weren't able to get into our sets like we wanted to, because we had some sets that we thought we had a really good advantage on them against. And give it to North Greenville, their press totally took us out of that. So that was maybe not something we were necessarily expecting, and showed that a lot on tape. So they did a good job with that.
Marshall, you had 21 points on the night, but in contrast, we only shot 25% from three-point range tonight, as opposed to like 50-ish or almost 60 last time we played. Do you think it was a matter of the length a little bit more, of them being able to come out and guard you guys, or what was going on tonight?
Yeah, I think, like Kyle said, that press slowed us down, and they just controlled the tempo of the game. I mean, by the time we broke the press and then got set up, there was 12 seconds on the shot clock. So when that happens, if something in the play doesn't work like you want it to, then we're kind of just going on our own and trying to improvise. So I think that's part of the reason why we didn't get as many threes or didn't shoot a great percentage. So.
What do you think defensively? I mean, they had a lot of, they shot 63% for the game, but like I told you guys before, almost 78% at one point during the game. So when you're guarding somebody and they, make a follow-away jumper or something like that, what's going through your head, knowing you played the best you could defensively on that play?
I don't know. I feel like we played okay defense at times, but I feel like we could play a lot better defense than that. And when guys hit tough shots, they're not going to hit. They hit a lot of shots tonight, but they're not going to hit those consistently. So you just got to regroup and try to make something happen on the other end. And that's what we just didn't get stops tonight. So just that simple.
Shawn, these guys have both mentioned the press, and that's what I was going to bring up with you as well. We've faced the press earlier on in the season with different teams, but it seemed like tonight was a little bit different offensively. What did you think?
It was more so, like Kyle said, it took a lot of time off the shot clock. We didn't have a hard time breaking the press. The problem was when we got past the press, we only had 15, 16 seconds on the shot clock. So, us calling a play, we try to get set up in the play. By that time, we got 10 seconds left on the shot clock. So now we got to force up a shot. So they did a good job stopping our press. Obviously, if we would have played like we played at the end, where we pushed it a little bit faster, it probably would have been a lot easier, and we would have gotten into our stuff. And even then, they weren't so great guarding on-ball defense. So I feel like if we would have, just recognized that a little earlier, it would have been a lot easier for us to score baskets.
Do you think offensively it was more, and anybody feel free to jump in on this one, you guys think it was more of a tempo thing, where we just we allowed the press to push us back, rather than, again, against Pensacola other times throughout the year, we've been more of an up-tempo style team, pushing it up the floor, getting quicker baskets. So do you think the press really just kind of threw a chink into that one?
Yeah, I think part of that is, like you said, they shot 63%. We didn't really get that many stops to where we can get the ball out and push it. Every time they score, they have a chance to set their press break up. So they just controlled the tempo. I feel like the main reason we lost, we weren't getting stops. We scored 80-some points. That's not terrible. That's pretty good. We just didn't get stops.
Going forward from this one, what we got to obviously shake off a a tough loss here tonight, and we welcome Piedmont on Friday. So between now and then, what do you think are the biggest things? Maybe we'll just go down the line, and what are some of the biggest things you think we need to work on before Friday?
We just need to get back. Everyone just kind of needs to sleep well tonight, kind of forget about this one, and when we get back, we need to get a good focus back on defense. We need to focus on communication is one of the biggest things that we face. Sometimes when we face adversity, we just kind of go within ourselves and start going at each other. So I think if we work on that, that will kind of, I think everything else will fall into place. So get ready for Piedmont. They always gun for us. It's one of their biggest games of the year. So we know what to expect from them. They got some guards, and they like to shoot, and they like to drive, and it should be a fun game.
I mean, I just feel like we have a hard practice. We had a really hard practice. It was a really good week of practice. Obviously, circumstances happened where we couldn't play the game Saturday, so we had a long weekend off. I feel like this week we're gonna have a long practice. It's gonna be a great practice. A lot of stretch of great practices. We got the high schools here. We got fans. I mean, it's just more so a matter of us getting back in the rhythm and the flow of the game. Once we get that, we're fine. I mean, it took us just about a whole game to find the rhythm and find our flow. Now we got the flow. We just keep carrying on and practicing. Friday we'll be ready for the game.
Yeah, like Shawn and Kyle said, we need to just come back tomorrow, regroup, and just get our confidence back and just get to work tomorrow, especially on the defensive end.